Anthony Albanese gave a commitment in opposition when he declared that the incarceration in the UK of Julian Assange, pending his extradition to the United States, had gone on long enough, and that Mr Albanese in opposition wanted Julian Assange freed. Julian Hill is the Labor member for the federal seat of Bruce. He's a member of the bipartisan Bring Julian Assange Home parliamentary group. He said recently, and I quote, "I hope one of the first acts of our new cabinet will be to speak up for our fellow citizen and demand the US drop the shameful prosecution of Julian Assange," unquote. He said the government must stand clear and firm on its principles, including the principle of press freedom. Julian Assange, as I've told you, is in this appalling Belmarsh prison, where he's been since 2019, a maximum security prison in the UK reserved for violent criminals and offenders. Whatever our personal opinions might be, Julian Assange is an Australian publisher. He is not accused of anything. He's certainly not accused of hacking, but he's the first publisher in history to be charged with espionage. His extradition to the United States has now been approved by the British government, with the Home Secretary, Priti Patel, saying that she, quote, "must sign an extradition order if there are no grounds to prohibit the order being made," unquote, and the British courts found there were none. Julian Assange has 14 days to appeal. He is right, in my opinion, when he argues he did nothing wrong. He was doing his job, but he faces 175 years in prison in America for engaging in regular journalistic activity, basically exposing what he believed was political corruption. The Republican Senator Rand Paul has said, and I quote, "The founding fathers would have protected Wikileaks at all costs, and it's time that we inherit their spirit," unquote. Julian Assange didn't hack that which he published. He didn't assist Chelsea Manning to hack the US servers. She already had access to the documents in question. Chelsea Manning took full responsibility for obtaining the documents. All Assange and Wikileaks did was passively receive information and publish the material, just as the New York Times, The Guardian, and other media organisations do. Indeed, Chelsea Manning said, and I quote, "Although I stopped sending documents to Wikileaks, no one associated with Wikileaks pressured me into giving more information. The decisions I made to send documents and information to Wikileaks were my own decision, and I take full responsibility for my actions," unquote. But because Julian Assange published, as did, I might add, other media organisations, he is currently, as I told you, in maximum security prison in the UK, now to be extradited to America. Chelsea Manning, born Bradley Manning, a former United States Army soldier, was convicted in 2013 for violations of the Espionage Act after leaking material to the publisher Wikileaks. She was imprisoned from 2010 to 2017, but her sentence was commuted by President Obama. In other words, she was pardoned, not so Julian Assange. Well, the former New South Wales Premier and Foreign Affairs Minister, Bob Carr, has declared that Australia should demand the freedom of Julian Assange, citing the precedent set when the Obama administration pardoned others for revealing state secrets. And Mr Carr joins me. Mr Carr, thank you for your time. This is surely a test for Anthony Albanese, who's on the record saying that the Assange case had gone on too long and he wanted Albanese free. He wanted Assange freed.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And I do it in the most encouraging way for our new Prime Minister. My message to Anthony, for whom I've got enormous affection and respect, is if you press this matter with the Americans, they will respond positively, even if at first blush their instincts might be to resist and to say our CIA wants this pursued. If you persist, they will grant the dropping of extradition because, Alan, we are too important an ally to be gainsayed if we say this is important to us, and it ought to be important to us. He's an Australian citizen, as you began by pointing out.